Yes, we're ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Today I'm gonna talk about something really nice, which is music. Specifically, the psychological and physical benefits that it has. So here we are, the last month of the year. The holidays have started, although with some twists this year, but we're still trying to get the spirit going, right? This is the time of the year when you won't pass by two stores without hearing All I Want for Christmas Is You, or any other of the Christmas carols playing. And although there are many ways that we could use to try to make this year's holidays a bit better, music is a great contributor at making things feel like normal. As many of you may already know, some characteristics of music include providing comfort, as well as happiness, and even energy. That's why I'll let you in some benefits of music that can impact our life. We all go through those days when we don't feel our best, be it due to some stress or just a sad day. And we all have our own ways to get through them. Many will try to feel better by trying a variety of activities. Some of those activities include eating, watching their favorite show, as well as detaching from reality for a little bit and jumping into some games. And then there's those of us who use music as a instant healer, a tool that can soothe our soul. Music therapist Jessica Parenfar explains, along with dopamine and serotonin that is released when listening to music, oxytocin is a hormone released while singing, which can alleviate stress and anxiety. Now, this goes into showing that it's not only our belief cheating us into thinking that music is a powerful healer, but there's science backing this theory, telling us that indeed music does make a good healer. Now, just like music can comfort us in such dark times, it can also make us happier than we may already be. For instance, I know of some people that have playlists dedicated to those days when they're in a good mood to keep that happiness going throughout the day. Music therapist Jessica Parenpar also mentions when listening to music that you enjoy, dopamine, the feel good chemical, and serotonin, the happy chemical, are released in your brain, giving you a sense of pleasure and boosting up your mood. This proves that music, in specific the one that we like, can trigger some good chemicals that will make us feel better. In addition to this, music has also been shown to help with sleep loss. Numerous studies have been done proving that the right music can also aid people who suffer poor sleep. San Francisco's Plus One Journal states, in some clinical populations, listening to music has been suggested to reduce anxiety and the subjectively negative effects of physical pain. This once again indicates that music helps the body relax, which in turn makes it easier to fall in slumber. And with good sleep, our moods tend to become good as well. Lastly, music has become a great gym partner to many. I'm not one to go to gyms, but I've seen plenty of posts and memes from people that do. And often you will notice them wearing some earpieces in order to listen to their favorite jams while doing some physical exertion. This doesn't only apply for young people. Older people can also make use of music while exercising their brain. An article from Psychological Bulletin explained the results of an exercise, like a research where it says that the observed effect is that the rhythmical elements of music enhance the biomechanical and neuromechanical efficiency of physical movements during exercise. This means that the music works as a pacer, which in turn helps a person do the exercise and not waste energy or overwork themselves. And in the long run, this could also show better results. As for older people, we have an article uploaded on the Frontiers Research Foundation site where a study carried out in Japan showed results for a group of elderlies that used music while doing some cognitive exercises, and this had a positive impact in cognitive decline that's caused by aging. The study mentions that listening to music activates a widespread bilateral network of brain regions related to attention, semantic processing, memory, and motor functions, as well as emotional processing. Now, this indicates that with the addition of music to the practice of cognitive exercises, the results are much better for elderly people. We must remember that music is not something new, and that back in the day it was probably a bit more difficult to come up with a good piece, like good quality of music. Also, let's not forget that throughout history, it has been used as a tool to represent moments, people, and even places. Thanks to music, we can have good times, make good memories, and it also helps us improve our health and even prevent from further damage to our health due to age. Music is pretty much everywhere, and it serves different purposes wherever it is. All in all, music is one amazing gift given to us in this world.
All right. Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys are really making this difficult for me, and I don't know why. I don't know why you're making it so difficult. All right. So, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. For the students who have failed to meet the requirements for this speech, right? You will have an opportunity at the end of our special occasion speeches. Now, all the students who have the literature speeches, you will be free to go. You do not have to stay. You do not have to continue to listen to any more speeches from students who did not meet the requirement. But if you want to stay, you would be welcome to stay. All right. So next week, we have our speeches for the special occasion speech. And it's the last speech that we're going to deliver. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, because I tried to work with you, but I see I have to be very strict and stringent with you because you are not taking advantage of the opportunities that I'm providing for you. You're adults now. You're adults now. But you cannot continue in this fashion and expect to be successful. So we will not have class on Tuesday. Okay? No class on Tuesday. On Thursday, we will deliver our special occasion speeches in class. Everyone. If you don't have it prepared, then you will have no other opportunity because that's the last day of class, right? The last day of class. Next Thursday is the last day of class. So next Thursday at 1:30, we will start with our special occasion speeches. We will go through them. Whoever has submitted the documentation will be afforded the opportunity to deliver your speech. If you do not submit your paperwork, you will not be able to deliver your speech. Again, you will not be able to deliver the speech. Okay? After we deliver our special occasion speeches, as I said, all of the students who have met the requirements will be permitted to leave. And you'll take the exam on the next day. Just let me make sure that's correct. The next week, Tuesday. Okay, yes. So your final exam, everybody, listen to me carefully. Your final exam is on Tuesday, December the 15th at 1:30. Okay? It's going to cover lessons 7 through special occasion speeches. Okay? It's going to cover lecture 7, which is steps to speech making, through the end of the course, which is special occasion speeches. Again, for any students who have forgotten or misunderstood, the exam will cover the second portion of the class only. It have nothing to do with the first portion of the class, only the second portion of the class, which starts as steps to speech making, that lecture. All right? Now, on that day, there's no Zoom, you don't come to class or anything like that. You go to your exam and you take your exam, and that will be it. You are also required on that day, or if you want to do it before that day, that's fine as well, to complete the course evaluation. Now, the course evaluation is set up that when it's submitted anonymously. So I won't know who is saying what about the class. Okay. You're required to submit that course evaluation. Also, in the last weekly folder, you will find your journals. Remember that? The journals, you're supposed to write in it every week, right? Once a week, you should write in your journals. Now, for people who never did it, or you're going to have to try to go back and remember, go look at the lectures. You have to do your journal. Like, that's a portion of your grade. Okay. Journals are required. It's a portion of your grade. Now, for any students who never bothered to read the syllabus, who never bothered to read the course information, who never bothered any of that, I suggest that you go back and look at that, because it gives you all the information you need. There's a rubric about the journals, instructions, tells you what you need to do, what needs to be included in the journals. Okay? And it really just basically covers your communication efforts and how they relate back to the lectures and the class information and discussions. It relates back to that. Okay? So again, there's no right or wrong answer to your journals. It's your thoughts, your behaviors, your ideas, and they are unique to you. But you must communicate them to me. Okay? Try to relate them back to the subject matter that we covered during that week. Now, for any person, again, who has not done that, go back to the class agendas. And the class agenda will identify what concepts we covered that week. As well, you can look in the calendar that's attached to your syllabus. That will also have that same information in there for you. Don't miss out on opportunities of things that there's no right or wrong answer. It's just your thoughts, your ideas, and your behaviors, which you know that best. Okay, but you must communicate them effectively to me, your instructor. All right. Now, again, okay, I am not requiring you to use honor lock. It's either you know the information or you don't. And if you have not looked at the lectures, then you don't know the information. So for anybody who has not looked at any lectures, please go back, review them, make notes, and study. If you have any questions, I will be available on Tuesday for the entire class period, including my office hour. Oh yeah, remember that? Professor Utley Herring has an office hour every week from 12:30 to 1:30. Okay? So I will have the class open. If you want to come to class, if you want to ask me any questions, if you whatever you would like to do to discuss with me or whatever, I will be available to you. If you want to go and look at your grades and see where you are, okay, which is kind of late to find that out, but some students are curious still, I'm available. I will be here on Tuesday from 12:30 to 3 o'clock, okay, or 2:50 if you need to talk to me. If you feel like you want to talk to me before that, send me an email and I'll set up a Zoom for you and we can have a discussion about it. I don't feel good about not giving you good grades. I'm sure you don't feel good about it either. No one would. All of you have the potential to get good grades. So that's why it's very disappointing. But you can't get a good grade if you don't do the work. Like, that's imperative. Now, are there any questions? Any
Yeah,
questions?
I
Yes.
have one. Will the final, so the last test was open note. Will the final be open note?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank God. All right. All right. And thank you for not making us use honor lock. I have a moral problem with honor lock. So thank you very much.
Because it's either you know it or you don't.
Yeah.
Okay? Either you know the information or you don't know it. It's really like no in between. If you never looked at the lecture, you don't know the information. You have to sit through those lectures. I tried to make them as interesting as I possibly could because this is a special circumstance now. We just don't have school like we usually do. Usually, my classes, I give lectures during class. We don't spend the whole time just only doing exercises and discussions in a regular, normal class, face to face. But because of our situation with COVID-19, we are forced into this remote learning environment, and it had to change due to no fault of your own. No fault of your own. So I tried to make the lectures as interesting as possible, putting pictures on there for you and trying to, capture your attention. But again, we are adults. So you have to remember communication is a two-way process, right? So everybody has to participate in order for the communication to be successful. Okay. Now, I think I've covered everything. Once again, I'm going to make this very clear. If someone does not understand, let me know. Tell me now that you don't understand what I'm saying. But next week, this is the schedule. There is no class on Tuesday, December the 8th. There is no class on Tuesday, December the 8th. However, your instructor for this class, Professor Rhonda Utley Herring, will be here for you during my office hour at 12:30 through the class period. Now, I don't know how many people have noticed or are aware that your invitation has been the same invitation since day one. Okay, but I send it to you every class period for those students who need the reminder. But it's the same invitation. Okay, every week a week drops off. So it'll show you like whatever is the next week. And they even have one for the last day of class, even though you're not required to come to class the last day. But if for some reason students want to talk to me, I will be available. I will be available for you. Now, on Thursday, December the 10th at 1:30, everyone in this class is expected to deliver your special occasion speeches. Remember, these speeches are what makes the occasions so special. That you actually took the time to think about what it means to you to be involved in that special occasion. Okay. And I also sent out a notice as well as I posted it on the announcements about your goal, your focus should be on the purpose of the speech as opposed to paying only attention to the name of the speech. So that a speech of acceptance, okay, what's the purpose of a speech of acceptance? Okay,
Wouldn't it be like to thank?
it's yes, give thanks for a gift or an award. Okay, so if you're thanking people that came to your party or something, you're thanking them for the gift of their friendship, for the gift of their presence, for not presence a gift, but actually being there in person. Okay? Or you're thanking them for their friendship. You're thanking them for coming. These are acceptance speeches. Remember the purpose. Now, all of these special occasion speeches have rules. They're all short, maybe with the exception of the commemorative speech and the after dinner speech. Okay, but for the most part, these speeches are brief, right? So there's no time limit on these speeches. But if you're giving a speech of introduction and you are up there for 10 minutes, you failed in the purpose. Because the people did not come near to see you. They came near to see the guest speaker or whoever, whatever that person's going to do. If they're a singer or whatever the person is going to do, whatever their function, that's what the people are there for. So you want to make it all about that person or that organization or whatever it is that you are celebrating. Okay? Now, remember, all of these speeches are speeches of entertainment. However, in your outlines, I want you to tell me specifically the type of speech you're delivering. So if you are delivering a speech of presentation, that's what you should say. Okay? If you're delivering a speech of introduction, if you're delivering a commencement, that's what you should say. Okay? So that's going to be your general purpose. So you're introducing, your general purpose is to introduce, right? Always starts with the preposition to, and then whatever type of speech you're delivering. We know that all of these speeches are speeches of entertainment. Okay. So on Thursday, once again, on Thursday, December the 10th at 1:30 p.m., every student in this class will deliver their special occasion speeches. Now, any student who did not deliver his or her informative speech will be given an opportunity after everyone has delivered their special occasion speech to deliver that speech. And any student who has already met the informative speech requirement does not have to sit through that speech, those speeches, those informative speeches. Okay, you do not have to sit through those informative speeches. Now, you all are required to give comment on each other's speeches. Because we only have 3 speeches delivered in this class, those are going to be the only 3 speeches that everyone, whatever I assign you, is going to have to make a comment on. You will have no comments on your informative speeches if you did not deliver it today or Tuesday. You will have no comment on your informative speeches at all, because we are not going backwards. The rest of the class is not going to be penalized for other students' failure to meet the requirements in a timely manner. So you will not receive any evaluation on your speech, but you are required. You will be required, and I'm going to post it. Hopefully, I have everything done by tomorrow. I will post the 2 videos. It's going to be 3 speeches, so and it's in 2 videos. So I will post those videos and the names, like I did with the pet peeve, which student you are required to comment on. Now, for your special occasion speeches, I'm going to leave it up to you to select the speeches that you'd like to comment on. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to comment on any, so I'm not going to make a comment. That does not mean that. That just means that I'm not going to assign a student to you or 3 students to you. So you will, on your own, have to select the speeches that you liked or didn't like, or whatever reasoning you have for why you picked those 3 speeches. You will pick those 3 speeches and you will comment on them in your discussion. Okay? And that's due before the end of the semester. So you need to have that done by the last day of class, which is Tuesday, December the 15th. So by 12 midnight on Tuesday, December the 15th, I might even have it on the 16th. Okay? Check it out, the date that I have for you to submit that. Okay? The absolute deadline for that will be Wednesday the 16th. If I don't have everybody's information by Wednesday the 16th, it will be closed. You will have no more opportunity. You can send me all the emails that you want to send me, but they're going to be for nothing because it's over. That's the last day of class. Okay, and believe me, I will have students. I have had them last semester. Students called me like a week later asking me when the grades were already submitted. Professor, can I give you X, Y, and Z? No. The answer is no. I only have so much time to submit your grades. So you can wait around if you want to, but I wouldn't do that if I were you, because it's not going to mean anything and it's just going to be a waste of effort. And nobody wants to waste their efforts. Okay, so the last day of class for this class is Tuesday, December the 15th. I suggest that you work very diligently to get everything in that you need to get in by the time. Because if you don't, then you're not going to get credit for that work. And it would be a shame for you to make an effort and you don't get credit. Now, I think I've covered everything that you need to know about next week and the week after that. We are down to the wire. If anyone has any questions, please ask them now. Ask them now. Whatever you don't understand or know or want to know, just ask me.
Yeah, Professor, for the journals that we have, are we supposed to convert them to the PDF? Like if we did it in Word, are we supposed to convert them in the PDF format or just do them in Word?
You can do it in Word, but what I've found is that Blackboard sometimes converts Word documents the way it wants to. It does it for PowerPoints as well. I don't know why it does that, and like you would have to contact IT
Okay.
for more information about that. But the journal is not something that, I'm looking at for outlines and how, it's structured or anything like that. So I imagine it would be okay if you wanted to submit it
Okay. Thank you.
in that. Just I don't really want to try to figure out your handwriting. So you'll need to type it up. You'll need to type the documents up so that it's clear and I don't have there's no ambiguity about what you're trying to say to me, or, you know, and besides that, when you type stuff, it has the spell check and all that good stuff. So it helps you out. So all of these journals need to be typed up. You need to type the information so that I can read it for the intent that you had, and I can receive the intent that you had. And there's no miscommunication going on with that. Any other questions at all?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
You said at the beginning of class, I'm not sure if I misheard, you said that if we submitted our speeches just then and there, that we could read them after we have this discussion. Is that true, or are we going to wait till next week?
We're going to wait till next week.
Okay.
Okay. Because I tried to give you the opportunity at the beginning of class. Yes, I did. And I went back in there and there's still nothing else in there.
I uploaded it immediately, Professor.
Well, I don't see it. So you have to wait until next week.
I can take a screenshot and show you, Professor. I really submitted it.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, Alexa.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. Okay. So we've already said that the speeches will be delivered next week. Okay. All speeches next week, because I'm sure you're all speeched out right now from me. You're all speeched out right now. Okay, so next week on Thursday, speech day. Speech day. Okay. Tuesday next week, I will be here if you need to speak with me about anything. I am here for you. Okay, any other questions, comments?
Yes, one more. I'm sorry.
All right.
Just to clarify, we're doing new speeches on Thursday, or are we reading this speech that we did this week? So both. If I didn't read my speech today, will I be reading this speech and my new special occasion speech on Thursday? Or
okay, yes. Well, first of all, you're not going to read your speech. You're going to deliver it.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, at 1:30 on Thursday, December the 10th, next week, next Thursday, every student will be delivering their special occasion speeches first. After all special occasion speeches have been delivered, any student who would like to deliver their informative speech may be permitted to do so at that time, after all of the special occasion speeches.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. Now, any student who already delivered your informative speeches, you will be permitted to leave at that time. You do not have to sit through any other informative speeches. If you want to, you are certainly welcome to sit through them, but you're not required. So when we are done with the special occasion speeches, that will be your last attendance in class. And the next time you will have anything to do with this class will be on Tuesday, December the 15th to take your final exam. The final exam is going to only cover the second portion of this class, which started with steps to speech making. And I believe that is lecture 7. And it will cover up to special occasion speeches. Now, every person in this class is going to be assigned to evaluate all 3 of the speeches, because you have to do 3 speeches. So only 3 speeches were delivered for informative speeches in this class. So every student will be evaluating Dominic, Benjamin, and Nathalia. Any other informative speeches will not receive an evaluation from your classmates. And I will let you know, well, I don't have to let you know, because everybody in the class is going to evaluate Dominic's speech, Benjamin's speech, and Nathalia's speech. I'm going to see if I'll be able to put Nathalia's on with Dominic. I don't think I can. So there'll probably be 2 videos uploaded. This one for this class and Tuesday's class that has Dominic and Benjamin on. But every student in this class has to evaluate those 3. So you're not going to receive anything from me saying, what's my assignment? No, the assignment is the 3 speeches that were given. Those are the people that you have to evaluate. Okay? Does that answer your questions, Alexis? Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, for the special occasion ones, it's also 3 speeches that we have to evaluate, like any 3 that we choose.
Yes, any 3 that you choose, you can evaluate in the discussion. It's up to you, whichever ones. But you have to do 3.
You're posting the videos for the speeches on your YouTube or like on the board? Like where are they
I'm
gonna
gonna
be?
upload it like I did for your pet peeve. I'll upload it in next week's agenda, weekly folder.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you something else. Mm. Oh, so your special occasion speeches may or may not have a bibliography. Most likely they probably won't, unless you're citing someone, or you did a reference or some type of research.
So, quick question:
Yeah.
if my speech requires me to watch an episode of a TV show, should I cite that?
Are you going to cite it in
Oh,
the speech?
well, I'm not citing it in the speech. Well, but
Okay, if you did some research.
yeah. So the only research necessary for me is watching this episode of this
Okay.
show.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
It's going to be very interesting.
Okay. I can't wait. These are my favorite speeches.
Yes.
A lot of teachers don't do special occasions.
It's going to be very weird, but I'm going to do it correctly.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So Manon, there's not going to be any assignment or posting of who you are assigned to. Okay. For the special occasion speech, you're just going to pick the people yourselves. And for the informative speech, everyone in the class is going to comment on Dominic, Nathalia, and Benjamin. Okay? Now, I also will send you some information, and of course, this class will be posted. So, again, you can just look at the video again, or you can contact me, or you can, meet me on Tuesday. Whatever is your preference, I will be available to assist you. But the same structure again for the final exam, same thing. It's just not cumulative. Same thing. There's no extra credit or anything like that. It's just straight up questions. And again, you are required to complete that evaluation. And once it's submitted anonymously. Any other questions? Remember, your work should be double spaced that you submit to me on those speeches. They should be double spaced. And go over the outlines lecture again to make sure that you are outlining things. Remember, students, do not make the mistake of assuming that, oh, I just need to put an A and a B here. That's what an outline is. Because I have told you several times that I want to see just about that whole speech in the outline. Okay? So don't just give me A and B and think that's going to be acceptable for your outline. It's not going to help you much. Okay, that's something that you did before you came to this class. We spent a lot of time learning and understanding what the requirements are for this class when it comes to outlines. And for goodness sake, please, nobody give me that day one self-introductory outline format. That was just for the first week of class. So don't give me that format on anything going forward. Okay? Again, if I don't have your speeches, the written documents that accompany your speeches, you will not be permitted to deliver your speech. And I'm going to say it again, and then I'm going to say it another time again, because there's no going back. There's no more classes. You have to submit the written documents in order to be permitted to deliver your speeches. They must be accompanied by the documents. Okay, you have to put them into the Blackboard submission.
I have a question. I submitted all of mine in one long document. Do you want me to separate them out into a document for the speech, a document for the bibliography, a document for the outline? Do you want them all separated, or does it not matter?
That's not necessary. Just
Okay.
don't put special occasion and informative in one submission.
I understand. Okay.
You have to submit them in the folder that is required.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? at all? Any questions? Any comments? Okay, so I will see everyone on Thursday, December the 10th at 1:30. We'll be ready to go with our special occasion speeches. Okay? Stay safe, students. See you next week.
Have a good
Bye.
Have a
Thank you.
wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you so
Professor.
much.
Bye.
I will.